Welcome back to another episode of FitPro-X TV. We're here with James Cook, who is a personal trainer and detective, and also a good friend. Welcome, James.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
So we just wanted to sort of get into, obviously, talk a little bit about you, get into the sort of links between what you do day to day and obviously your personal training. And obviously I know you've got quite a big background in sport. So if you'd just like to sort of start with telling us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your story and kind of how you've got to the point in fitness that you are now.
Yeah. So I'll sort of start from the present and probably work my way back because I think it probably is more relevant. So I'm looking to get myself back into the personal training world, obviously getting back in touch with you. Because I feel like I've got a little bit of sort of business that didn't do properly in the past. But obviously I started off like being involved in football and that from a very young age. Obviously loved football. And then as I got older, sort of got involved in personal training and done that. I think it was about 2017 when I qualified originally. Sort of done it for a little bit, and then it was like I sort of got to a point where I just didn't, probably like what we were speaking about, didn't have the network, didn't have that sort of business model mindset where I was like, well, where do I go from here? Yeah. And kind of like dropped away from it. But now I feel like I'm in a bit of a better position, network wise. Kind of got a better mindset of where I want to take it and what I can sort of bring to people. Obviously, being football, like massive football background, I feel like I've got a lot to give to people within that side of the world. Yeah. And obviously, my network in the police as well. I feel like it's another big thing because I know that I've been a police officer. You obviously do different shifts. Like the shifts that I work's like 4 on, 4 off. And I know how I've struggled getting to the gym and having that motivation for the gym. And I feel like because I've been part of that and had that experience doing that there's going to be other people out there that are that want to be involved in fitness and want to do their fitness journey, but maybe what's holding them back is the shift work, not knowing how to fit in to manage it, how to fit in a gym session. Because when I first got back into me fitness, when I started with the police, I was like, well, what session am I going to do today? And I reverted back to just doing a little bit of everything, and obviously to keep yourself motivated and do it the better sort of way. Then plan your sessions, which I wasn't doing. So if I'm feeling like that when I've already got that sort of gym background and personal training mindset, there's going to be people in any sort of emergency services doing those shifts that's going to feel exactly the same. So I feel like I can have a positive effect going forward doing that with them. And
so you think one of the most common problems would be managing the time element as well? Yeah, so
managing the time, because where you have it, our shifts, so you'll work 2 days, 2 nights. Some of them 2 days, it's like 12-hour shifts. When you're thinking after a 12-hour shift, if you finish at like 8 o'clock, it's like, am I really gonna then go to the gym on those 2 days? And I might then miss those 2 days. So then you're trying to fit in your sort of bulk of your gym session on those 4 days off. So obviously you're going to then you have to think how to best manage that to be best practical.
And then trying to sleep as well and get the other, and your nutrition falls off. I've had clients that have done similar shift work like that. And they find that the diet's actually one of the most difficult things to manage, because there's one of my clients was 4 on, 4 off on. He's a train driver, and he would struggle with. He would do intermittent fasting. Mm-hmm. And he would struggle with his fasting times on when to actually eat, when to break his fast. What's his eating times when his actual working day starts at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's what because I've done that. I've been doing that for like the past 6 weeks. I've been doing the intermittent fasting. It works for me, because then some days what I'll do is on my 2 later shifts, I might just do a complete 24-hour fast for that, because then I don't really eat much on me. Because my start times vary, so I might start at 1 in the afternoon, which isn't too bad, because then I've still got that 7-hour period where I can fit in fitting some food till 8 o'clock when I finish it eating, so that's not too bad. And then your 3 o'clock when it hits like a sort of weird sort of time, then them days I might go, right, for that night I'll do a 24-hour fast. But I know when I was doing the actual night shift, when I was on response, where we worked in 7 till 7, most of that 12-hour period, you're then thinking, right, I'm going to have to eat during the night and stuff like that, and that can really affect people, because then your body's not setting, it's not digesting, so then you're going to wake up a bit more sluggish. Then you're thinking, right, I'm going to have to try and fit in the gym session. You might not have the best gym session. That's going to drop your motivation, because I felt like that sometimes, because what I would do is I would come in at 7 in the morning, wouldn't sleep, and I would go straight to the gym just to try and make the day as productive as I could, because I thought if I fall asleep, I could be asleep at like 2 o'clock, and then that's the day gone. I'm then going to wake up a bit more sluggish. But then going straight from like a 12-hour shift into the gym, like you feel weak, because it's starting, the adrenaline's starting to wear off by then. And then that, you're sort of a mindset person, if you're feeling that you've been weak in that session and you're not motivated, it's going to have a detrimental effect, isn't it? It's just going to knock you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as well, like on the business side of it, you know, maintaining that level of productivity around the hours you've got to do in the police, it's tough to keep up with, and you see it a lot where people will prioritize their day-to-day sort of work for the man kind of job, because they're that energy drained that they haven't then got time to, or they haven't got the energy in their downtime to then go and work on something for themselves. And do you think that's maybe what's sort of happened with the personal training side of things when you did get in?
Yeah, so I think I've wanted to come back into personal training. Like I say, so I feel like from the police point of view, not having that time, I feel like I can sort of work on something like that and help people. Obviously, in the past, when I'd got into my personal training, it was about four years ago I stopped, and I feel like I didn't have the mindset then to like think, right, what do I want to do, where do I want to take this? Whereas now, like I say, I think maybe sort of being involved in the police and having that sort of network and having that view of what can I do to then help people in the similar situations, I think that's probably one of the big factors of what's brought us back into it as well.
We quite often see that with people who have done a different job and then got into personal training. It's kind of giving them the opportunity to see like a different way of working, gives them the opportunity to actually get into a different industry, and then they can think to themselves, well, actually, I really want to be doing personal training. We see, and it's quite interesting what you were saying about how you started personal training in 2017, and now you're looking at returning to personal training, and it's just something that you've got forever.
Yeah.
Once you've done your qualification, once you've got that skill, it's something that you can apply and you can start making money from, and you can pick that business back up, which is, you know, something that is quite important to remember if you're considering doing a qualification like that you can take a break from it and come back to it when the time's better, maybe once you've established yourself more, maybe once you've tried something else and got a feel for doing a different job. And I think that's something that, even if it's not right now that you want to get into something like that, once you've got that qualification, you can always fall back on it, which is, you know, a really positive thing about doing a course like that.
I think what's interesting as well is that you've kind of stated there that you, at first when you got into personal training, you seen it as more of a job, whereas now going back to it, what you would change about that is treating it more like a business.
Yeah,
which is kind of what we try to project to our students in that it's you know you can sell time for money, but to make, you know, to do well in it, you want to be adding revenue streams. You want to be doing not just selling that hour session. You want to find different avenues that's going to make you money without you giving you time. Yeah,
and I think one of the things at the time when I first got into it was like, right, where do I want to go? What's something different? Because obviously it's one of those things, I think, where it's like, 'cause it's quite an attainable qualification. A lot of people want to do it. I think I probably put a bit too much pressure on myself to like think, right, I'm going to try and find something really, really niche that nobody else is doing, and didn't really think about what I could be doing as the sort of main framework of the model. Whereas that's what I would just revert back to that now, because when I did start that, I was like thinking, right, what other things am I going to do? So I've got my sports massage qualification as well, because I'd done that because it was going to be like, right, I'm going to do my personal training, sports massage on the side, because the two work side by side. And then I've always been really interested in psychology as well, so I went to uni, done a psychology degree. So I just thought, well, there's like a triangle of main things, and then obviously it didn't quite work out like that. But then sometimes that's the way things are. And I think I've had that with having that time away. It's then when you like sort of think of ideas, right? What can I do on the side? I mean, especially now with obviously a family coming as well. I've been thinking, right, what am I going to do? Just add that extra bit, like you say, revenue on the side, bit money, and then when it's like, well, I know sport's always been my thing. Being obviously involved in football since I was like 6-year-old at various different levels, and it's just like, that's what I need.
It's like going back to your ex.
Yeah,
you went back to your ex again.
But I just reverted back to that sport mindset, and I think that's for me.
Yeah,